Our last speaker for this evening is Abigail Cohen, who is another girls' middle school graduate and a graduate of Cranbrook. She is in the day and age where there's lots of conversation about medical costs, insurance, signing up for insurance. There's not much discussion about how we bridge that gap between how much things cost and how people need those instruments for their livelihood in order to survive. How do we create medical necessities in a way that allows people to be able to afford them and make use of them in their daily life? Abby has started an organization, a company, to do just that. Abigail Cohen.
Oh, there we go. It's on. All right, so just first of all, I'm humbled to be part of this organization and this lineup of speakers. Everyone who spoke tonight, you guys did a fantastic job sharing your ideas and perspectives and what you've done. So really, I'm very, very humbled. So my name is Avi Cohen, and I'm the co-founder of Sparo Labs. I'm excited to share what I've been working on for the past 2 years with you. To start off, I'd like to have everyone close their eyes. I want you to imagine you're laying down on a beach. You can hear the waves crashing, and you can feel the sand coarse and cool on your back as you're basking in the hot sun. As you're about to drift off to sleep, you feel a sudden chill. And so turning your head back to where the sun once was, wondering what's getting in the way of you and your tan, you're shocked to see a huge elephant. You lay there, paralyzed and surprised as the elephant begins to sit down on top of your chest. You feel a slight tightness as his skin makes contact with yours, and you wonder if, realizing that you were there, the elephant will get up and go away. But then you feel that pressure compound as the elephant's full weight shifts on top of you. Your lungs compress, your breath becomes strained, then non-existent. Seconds feel like minutes as your panic is beginning to mount. You try to breathe in any oxygen that you can to fight against that pressure, that tightness, that weight. But your lungs are not doing their job, and so you can't breathe. Open your eyes. This is the feeling that asthma patients have when they're having an asthma attack. Except for them, the only way to get that elephant to get up off their chest is to take a trip to the emergency room. And for 9 people every day, they don't make it to the emergency room. At Sparo Labs, we're empowering asthma patients to proactively manage their disease so that they never have to feel the fear of not being able to breathe again. Asthma is a huge and growing problem worldwide, affecting people of all different ages, ethnicities, and genders. In the United States, 30 million people have asthma. That makes it 1 out of every 10 people with asthma. It's consistently the #1 reason why children miss school every single year. And it's not only a large burden on the parents or the child or the adult that has asthma, but it's also a large burden on our healthcare system as a whole. Asthma accrues $56 billion in healthcare costs annually. The good news is that there is gold standard technology out there to quantify how your lungs are doing at any point in time. This device is called a spirometer. A spirometer is a medical device that a patient blows through as hard as they can, and it gives you a real-time snapshot of how your lungs are doing. Although this technology is powerful, it's also expensive, costing anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 for a desktop or portable unit. The sensors that they use are affected by changes in the environment, like humidity and pressure, and so you need to calibrate them every single day with a large 3-liter calibration syringe to ensure that they remain accurate. And finally, you need a trained pulmonary function technician to actually show the patient how to do the maneuver and then analyze the results. So because of these different factors, spirometers, although powerful, are really only viable in specialty labs, in allergist offices, or pulmonologist offices. And so patients only have access to this technology when they go to their doctor 3 to 4 times a year. So let's take a look at the implications of this lack of access. If I gave everybody in this room these 2 points, and I asked you to connect the dots, some of you who may be a little less creative, potentially, might connect them like this. But in actuality, there's an infinite number of ways to connect these 2 points. And so myself and my fellow co-founder, Andrew Breimer, were extremely surprised that for a disease like asthma that's so dynamic, changes every single day, we're evaluating how patients are doing based on 2 time points that are spaced months apart from each other. Over the past 2 years, I've talked to dozens of asthma patients. But one of the stories that's really stood out to me was a woman who had her insurance changed. And she was doing just fine managing her asthma before that. But because her insurance changed, she had to change medications. She didn't know until 3 months later at her follow-up appointment that the medication that she just switched to wasn't even working for her. So at Sparo Labs, we want to change that. And we thought, what if instead of just having 2 points spaced months apart, what if we could get a spirometry maneuver done every single day? So that within days of that change in medication, we could see that it wasn't working, and she could work with her doctor to change pathways and get her back on the right track and in control of her asthma. So at Sparo Labs, we took some inspiration from Square. Square took a bulky, antiquated device in the cash register, something that you typically had to go to it in order to take credit card payments. And by utilizing these computers, these smart, powerful computers that we carry around with us everywhere, utilizing them mostly to play Angry Birds and Candy Crush, they were able to totally revolutionize who could take a credit card payment and make it so that anyone who wanted to take a credit card payment could do so wherever they wanted to. Spirometers look a lot like cash registers. And we've seen the same lack of innovation in the spirometry realm. And so at Sparo Labs, we're taking a totally new approach to spirometry. And by utilizing a microphone as our main sensor, we're able to reduce the cost from thousands of dollars to under $100 with the same accuracy. In addition, our device has no moving parts, so after it leaves the factory, you don't need to calibrate it. And by integrating with smart technology, we can fit into the daily lives of patients and create engaging applications. At this point in time, Sparo Labs, we have a beta prototype. We're getting ready to scale out our team and go through the FDA approval process. But we've been sharing our progress with physicians, with insurance companies, with healthcare providers across the country. And what they're most excited about is that once we can create access to this technology, where every single patient could have this in their pocket, the real exciting part is that we have the potential to change asthma management from reactive, where you only know that something's wrong when you have to take a trip to the emergency room, to proactive, where we can take action before you're feeling any symptoms. And the real value in the data and what we're getting in the quantitative evaluation is the data that we can collect. Because when you do a spirometry maneuver, you're getting that quantified data. And so over time, we can see declines in lung functions and prevent asthma attacks by helping you take action early at that first sign of a decline in lung function, hours or maybe days before you even feel any symptoms. In addition, with smart technology and integrating with that, when you do a spirometry maneuver, you're getting that quantified data, but we can also get your GPS location, temperature, humidity, pollen counts, mold counts, all these things that could be affecting your asthma. We can also ask you questions like, what kind of medications have you used today, or have you had any symptoms? So that by aggregating all this data on each individual patient, we can start to build trends. And these trends become stronger the more the patient uses the device, and so it becomes a personalized solution for each individual patient, so that we can help each patient understand what triggers their asthma and how they can avoid that. And finally, for the first time ever, we'll be able to transmit all that information on asthma patients back to the physician so that they can make more informed, objective, real-time, data-based decisions on medication efficacy and dosage for each individual patient. But on a large scale, and as we scale Sparo Labs, with this technology in the asthma patient population as a whole, with millions of people using this technology around the world, we will create the largest source of aggregated data on asthma that's ever been assembled. For a disease like asthma that's still not very well understood, this has huge implications. From the standpoint of epidemiology, we can better understand why asthma even happens, why it's getting worse, and why is it worse in some populations rather than others. We can also give insights to pharmaceutical companies so that they can create better treatments that are more targeted to specific populations. Overall, Sparo Labs hopes to help each individual patient better understand and manage their asthma so that as a whole and as a population we can better control asthma and reduce associated healthcare costs. My name is Avi Cohen. I'm the co-founder of Sparo Labs, and we empower patients to steer clear of elephants by proactively managing their asthma. Thank you so much.